Hi, it's Kathy at Mesquite Mountain Homestead. So I just wanted to talk a little bit this morning about living off-grid, mainly. I traveled in my RV for 10 years, and I often stayed on BLM lands and things like that where you're not on the grid. I had my solar panel charge my RV battery. And, you can't really, it takes a while to be completely self-sufficient. And I don't think a lot of off-grid people are. I mean, I have to have water delivered, but I also have the water catchment. But I have a truck come in, deliver it from the little town here. And I have to go get gas in town. I have to get propane for my stove and things to cook in my RV. And I have barbecue outside that's propane. So, there's things. Most people are still a little dependent on the grid or on society to get things. Ultimately, it'd be nice to be self-sufficient at some point. I will say, water and money both go fast. They go very quickly. So a lot of people that move off grid, maybe you just sold your house or something and they buy these expensive tractors and things like that. And unless you're still working and making good money, your money is going to go so quick. You can't come out here and buy a new Jeep and I guess you can, but you might end up struggling in the end. I'm about as frugal as they get. I'm a very frugal person. I've learned to be very careful with my water. I take very short showers all the time, unless the waterman's coming that day. And then, boy, isn't that a great thing. So, anyway, as you go through it, you learn to be careful with what you have. You save your seeds from the gardens. Seeds are kind of expensive now. Or you find people to trade with, things like that. A couple of my neighbors are gardeners. So, it's an adjustment for everybody, and you go at your own pace and you do the best you can. I found living out here, it's kind of like an extended camping trip. But I try not to go to town very often because it costs gas, and it's a money sucker for me when I go to town. And I try to be real careful with my money. So I've got it down how long things will last me that I use. I just got a big pack of the flour sack dish towels. Remember well, maybe not when you were growing up, but when I was growing up, my mom used those white flour sack dish towels. So they are handy for so many things. I'm going to eliminate buying paper towels because I don't really need them. I save old shirts and stuff and use them for rags if I'm cleaning the car or whatever. Just stuff, And then those flour sack dish towels, you can get a lot of them. You could dry your dishes with that. It won't kill you. It's not full of bacteria. You use them for a day and you put them in the laundry. And a pack of 12 wasn't very much money. And then you wash them and hang them on the line. I don't use bleach because the sun just bleaches everything just bright white again, most everything, And if it doesn't, then that's a rag to use for other things. But, and then you use those and don't use your nice dish towels, Try to keep your dish towels nice and clean. But they're good. If your bread's rising, you put it over the bread bowl so your bread can rise. They're handy for all kinds of things, So I'm happy I got those because I use way too many paper towels. I just thought that was not very good of me to do that. That's just my little thing I did. But anyway, you find things, find ways to save money, find ways to save water. find ways not to run your generator all the time. So, anyway, with that in mind, you can buy me a coffee now. I have it on my homepage. So if you want to support my little channel here and the build, I would graciously accept a cup of coffee. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and for being here. And you really are the wind beneath my wings. I'll see you next time.